Success for the St. Cloud State hockey team this weekend.
And swimming's regular season comes to a close as tennis starts.
Basketball makes headlines with a record-breaking performance from one of their seniors.
Husky Mag starts right now.
Hello and welcome back to Husky Mag. I'm Robbie Jackson and alongside me is Alexis Pearson. Now with traces of love still in the air from Valentine's Day, I gotta ask, how was your V-Day?
Well, Robbie, I ate some spaghetti, so no complaints from me over here.
Spaghetti, that's nice. Home cooked? Or
of course it was home cooked, yeah.
So, why didn't you let me take you out on Valentine's Day? I asked like 7 times.
How many times do I have to turn you down? I don't mean to break your heart, but wrestlers are more my type than hockey players. Now, Robbie's heart might be broken, but there were no broken hearts from Husky fans at Herb Brooks Hockey Center this weekend. Friday night in St. Cloud, the Huskies hosting the University of Miami Redhawks, but the Redhawks put a halt to those thoughts as they get on the board first. Belpedio on the power play, walking along the blue line. Gordy Green now sweeps in the rebound, 1-0 Redhawks. Robbie Jackson now for the Huskies along the wall. Chalowski receives his pass, sauces it toward the net. Ryan Paling gets a stick on the shot and ties up the game for the Huskies. Now the Huskies open up the plethora of scoring in the third with Newell and Asimon breaking into the zone. Newell makes the pass and Asimon gets the goal, top shelf. Huskies up 2-1. A minute later, Nicholas Nevelainen makes the pass to his defensive partner. Robbie Jackson gets a stick on it, extending the Husky lead by 2. But the Redhawks aren't done yet. Extra attacker on, and a one-time shot from the face-off dot by Kiefer Sherwood cuts the lead in half. But Jimmy Schell puts a kibosh on the Redhawks comeback, getting the empty net goal 20 seconds after the Redhawks' second goal. Huskies win this one 4-2. Points leader Mikey Asimont racked up another tally in that column. Ryan Paling tallied his 7th goal of the season and his 4th assist. Both goals for the Redhawks would come on the man advantage, including Kiefer Sherwood's goal with the pulled goalie in the third, but it wouldn't be enough to get the win on night 1. Huskies looking for the sweep on Saturday. Gordy Green along the wall passes it to Josh Melnick, who fires a wrister over Smith's blocker. Redhawks up 1-0 in the second. Later in the second, Jimmy Schell powers home his second of the weekend to tie it up at 1. He had the empty netter the night before, having to work a little harder to get this one, but gets his team back in it nonetheless. Late in the third, Huskies up 2-1. Redhawks with the 6th man on the ice. Benson chases the game with the empty netter, securing the sweep for the Huskies. The only goal for the Redhawks coming from Josh Melnick. Meyer and Green getting the assists. Jeff Smith posted 19 saves on the night, while his team put 3 in the back of the net. Schultz tallied his 2nd on the weekend and 6th on the season, while Wallen gets the game winner and Benson gets the empty netter. The Huskies are now 15-14-1 on the season.
Now, the sweep for the Huskies this weekend was crucial, getting them back in a decent spot in the USCHO polls. They were coming in at 18th in that poll. I think they had, 125 points, that's right. Minnesota Duluth leading the way in that with a record of 18-5-5, coming in with 993 points. They're going to hit 4 digits. That's impressive. So was Denver right behind them at 26-4. They're coming in at 955 points. Harvard right behind them at 885. Boston University sitting in 4th currently with 850. The University of Minnesota Gophers coming in at 773. They've had an up and down year this year, but they're getting the points in that poll. They'll be a tournament team for sure. University of Massachusetts Lowell, they're coming in 698 points, and there's a decent gap between them and Union, who's sitting at 665. Penn State only a single point behind Western Michigan, coming in at 8 and 9. Western Michigan with 615 points, Penn State with 614. We go now to women's hockey. They were at home this weekend as well, hosting the University of Bemidji Beavers. Early in the first on Friday, Brooke Kaderka fires one over the shoulder of Brittany Moat to get her first goal as a Husky. Go ahead, celebrate, Brooke. It only happens once. Later in the first, Bemidji ties it up with Cicely Nelson potting the rebound there. We go to the second where Hannah Petrikis throws one on net and gets her own rebound. She's fallen to the ice, but the goal's right there for her on the doorstep. She celebrates that one too. Julia Tilke finishes off the game with that nice little backhand move on the semi-breakaway. Huskies get the win 5-2. Hannah Petrikis had a goal. Jana Hag, the freshman, had a goal as well. as 5 different Huskies scored goals there. Janine Alder also made 34 saves in the winning effort. Now, we go to Saturday. The men got the sweep. Do the women get the sweep? It's off to a rocky start on Saturday when Cicely Nelson fires one low blocker short side on Janine Alder. That's a rough start for the Huskies. However, they would battle back. Brittany Anderson works it down to Hag. Paige Pena gets a stick on it, and Kayla Friesen pots the rebound under the bar. We're all tied up at 1. We go late to the 3rd. Game all tied up, and Lauren Miller walks in. Oh, it goes right off of her skate. That's Lauren Hespenheid, the captain. That's got to be a heartbreaker. And the game gets iced by Miller when she puts it in the empty net. That's a rough one for the Huskies to swallow on senior night there. However, they are currently sitting at a 9-19-4 record, a little behind Bemidji State, but still in a good spot in their WCHA conference. Bemidji State currently at 10-17-3 after the win on Saturday. Kayla Friesen with the lone goal, Paige Pena with the assist.
Now taking a look at those WCHA standings, the Huskies sitting right in the middle of the pack. Wisconsin finds themselves sitting at the top with an impressive 27-2-2 record and a 22-2-2 conference record. Their only 2 losses on the season were handed to them by Minnesota Duluth and the University of Minnesota. These 2 teams sit right behind them in the standings, and they'll be facing off against the University of Minnesota for their final regular season series. St. Cloud State looks up at North Dakota in the standings, each with conference records of 7-16-3 and 10-11-5. Minnesota State sits at the bottom with a conference record of 3-20-3. Their only conference wins coming against Ohio State, Bemidji State, and Minnesota Duluth.
Now, after the break, we'll recap results from the NSIC Swimming Conference Championship.
And we kick off the tennis season. We'll be right back.
Watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Bring us up to 10.
Visit utvsnews.com for all of your local news.
This past weekend, the St. Cloud State's women's swim and dive team was in action at the NSIC Championships. And we are now joined by Andrea Bryson, who is a member of the winning team. First off, congratulations on the championship win. So what's so special about the team this year?
I don't think everything's special. We're really a close-knit team, and I think we really saw that come together at conference. We all left and we're like, wow, like we're a lot closer. It was really fun to actually be without the men for once. That was our first meet that we've had without the men, so a little bit different dynamic, but our depth was actually huge for us. We got top 3 in the 500 freestyle. We had 6 people on the podium in the 200 freestyle, so our freestyle is really deep. And I think that's really special, and it's fun to be up there with those girls.
Now, you were competing in all 4 of those conference events. What does competing at that high level do for you as a swimmer?
So anytime you just get to those fun meets, you're tapered, you put on a fast suit. It's all mental, a lot of mental, so it's just fun. It's fun to be there. It's fun to talk to the other competitors. By the end of the meet, you kind of bond a little bit before the races, after the races, and I got out of my 100 free and I lost, but the other girl had a great race, and I was like, Coach, I can't be mad at her for beating me. She swam great, so it's just fun to be there, be with the other competitors and race.
Now, what is your mindset like going into something like this, and how do you prepare for these kind of things?
A lot of it's just taking some deep breaths and trusting your coach, and he tells us that a lot. We do some visualization before all of our races in the morning. So we'll go and our coach will read us some crazy long thing and we close our eyes and we look like we're sleeping. But it actually works, and you just think about swimming fast. And sometimes, like in the morning, I didn't always swim fast, but you just have to take a deep breath, step back, and say, you know what, I'm going to swim fast tonight. And you have to make yourself believe it. And if you believe it, you'll swim fast. So.
Now up next is going to be the biggest challenge of the year for you guys as a team. That's the Division II National Championships. What needs to happen from now until then for you guys to perform well?
So right now we have 7 women in the pool and we're just training hard. So it's actually kind of shaky right now. We don't know who's going, so we'll find out next Tuesday. Right now I think I'm ranked 15th in the 50 freestyle, so we're waiting. We think top 30 are going to be invited, but for swimming, you don't really know until 2 weeks before. So we're training hard right now into next week, and then we'll taper again. So we'll start resting and focusing on speed work.
Thank you so much, and good luck at the championships.
You're welcome.
Last Tuesday, SCSU splashed around and finished in first on day 1 with a final score of 197. That gave them a 47-point cushion over the second-place Mavericks of Minnesota State Mankato, who finished with 150 points. Minnesota State Moorhead clocked in with a score of 120 for third place, and the Cougars of Sioux Falls were in fourth with 95 points. They were followed by Augustana University, who finished with a score of 84. Now, nipping at their heels on day 1 was Northern State. They were posted at 80 points. Now, down in the cellar, last place was the University of Mary Marauders. They had 37 points, a full 160 behind the Huskies. They finished it off on Saturday, didn't they?
You know they did, Robbie.
I knew it.
The Huskies dominated in day 2. The Huskies stole 6 of the top 8 spots for the 200-yard freestyle, including a first-place finish by St. Cloud State junior Andrea Bryson with a time of 1:50.91, nearly 2 seconds better than her prelims time. This first-place victory earned her Huskies 20 points, and the talent of the Lady Huskies earned them the title of NSIC Conference champs, finishing with 1,069 points, with their next nearest opponent, Minnesota State, with 867 points. This is their 3rd conference title after winning it in back-to-back years in 2012 and 2013. Up next for the swim team is the NCAA Division II Championships.
Now, this is a pretty impressive team, Alexis. Winning a conference championship, that's a big deal.
It is, Robbie, and they also had some individual members win awards, as Britton Thompson received the NSIC Diver of the Year award, and Kayla Dieter was selected as the NSIC Diving Coach of the Year. So hopefully they can keep up the good work as they head into the Division II National Championships here in a few weeks.
Good stuff. Now, let's see if Andrea Bryson will continue her huge success in the final meet. The Huskies will wait to find out the qualifiers for the 2017 NCAA Championships. The championships will be held on March 7th through March 10th in Birmingham, Alabama.
And as the weather changes, so do sports. And with spring upon us, that means tennis season is here too. But the Huskies were ready for the new season as they kicked it off with a 5-4 victory against MSU Moorhead. The Red and Black struggled a bit in the singles competition, dropping 4 of 6. Their 2 lone victories in singles play came from Quitos dos Santos against her opponent Raquel Ramsbottom, and Jill Kondrowski's victory over Alexis Konechny. Despite struggling in singles competition, they swept their opponents in doubles play. The most impressive doubles win of the day came from the team of Quintos dos Santos and Samar Koff in their 8-4 victory over Maya Wendell and Queretaro Morel.
And the women kept rolling on Sunday, earning a 6-3 win on the backs of Abigail Cantor, Jill Kondrowski, and Fernanda Quintos dos Santos. Cantor finished with a 6-1 win and a 6-4 win in a clean sweep of just 2 games. Kondrowski came in with a 7-5 win, a 6-7 loss, and then finished it off 1-0 in the final frame. Dos Santos finished with 6-3, 6-3 in both her games. The University of Mary Marauders were led by Leong and Bramer as they picked up their only 2 wins on the day. Now, coming up after the break, we will give you stats and highlights from the men's basketball OT thriller.
And we'll tell you which Husky broke a record this weekend. Don't go anywhere.
Visit utvsnews.com for all of your local news. Watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Welcome back to Husky Mag. Alexis, what do we get to talk about next?
Robbie, I know you love basketball, so I'm going to let you take this one away to start. What do we got going on this weekend?
We got the men's basketball team. 2 games this weekend. First one, they fall to the Marauders of University of Mary, 99-79. That's a 20-point loss the Huskies wore on Friday. Gage Davis, however, posted his 12th double-double of the year, clocking in with 36 points and 10 boards. John Avercamp also put up 28 points and 5 rebounds. Andy Foley was another top performer, 3 points away and just 1 rebound away from a double-double for the Huskies. University of Mary was led by Ricky Suggs, who put up 25 points and 9 rebounds, coming up just 1 rebound short of the double-double. DeMonte Henry also had over 20 points, finishing with 22 and 5 assists. Now Brian Jefferson, he was in the same boat as Suggs, just 1 rebound short of a double-double, coming in with 14 points and 9 rebounds. This moves the Marauders of Mary to 11-15 on the year, while St. Cloud is having a winning record at 18-11.
And Saturday, the Huskies saw better results in an OT nail-biter. At intermission, the Huskies trailed the Beavers 36-28, but a 51-point second half for the Huskies would outdo the Beavers' 43 points in the half and send the game to overtime. Who else to lead the scoring for the Red and Black than Gage Davis with his 34 points on the game? John Avercamp and Scotty Stone each contributed to the win with their 23 and 20 points respectively. Scotty Stone dominated in overtime, scoring 9 of the Huskies' 17 points. Nathan Mertens led his team with 22 points, followed closely by Louis Ricky Maya's 18 points. But they fall just short in extra minutes. This completes the regular season sweep of Minot State and brings the Huskies to 18-11 overall on the season.
Now the Huskies women were also on the hardwood this weekend. They started off the weekend hot with the 82-74 win over the University of Mary Marauders, just like the men had this weekend. They were on the same schedule. However, the women got the win on Friday. St. Cloud was led by Betsy McDonald, who finished with 21 points and 3 assists, the only scorer above 20 for the Huskies. Chelsea Nooker also put up 17 points and 6 rebounds, followed closely by Amanda Christensen with 14 points and 2 rebounds. University of Mary was led by Gabby Bull, Hannah Larson, and Cassie Askvig. Bull, the leading scorer, with 28 points and 8 rebounds. The Huskies at 11-13 this year. University of Mary 13-5, both just 1 game below 500.
And the Lady Huskies had similar success against the Beavers this weekend, sneaking past the Beavers by a 7-point score differential in a 76-69 victory. The third quarter would prove to be the deal breaker as the Huskies racked up the points, outscoring the Beavers by 13. Senior Betsy McDonald showed no mercy on the court this weekend, scoring 32 points, also tallying a block and a steal. Nobody on the team would come close to her point total, but Chelsea Nooker and Amanda Christensen racked up 12 and 11 points respectively, while Madison Wald would lead the Beavers with 24 points. But it wouldn't be enough to give her home crowd the win as the Huskies came home with their 11th win on the season.
Now the Husky basketball program has not one but 2 superstars this season, as Betsy McDonald and Gage Davis have led their respective teams with sheer, utter dominance on the hardwood.
And as the saying goes, ladies first, so let's dote on Betsy McDonald for a minute. McDonald leads the team in scoring at an astounding 434 points. The closest Husky to her in that category is nearly 100 points behind her, and she averages over 18 points a game. Even more impressive, she found her way into the record books this weekend and her team's win against Minot State. She made 8 threes on the night, breaking the SCSU single-season 3-point record. She also is the second Husky of all time to make 200 threes in a career. This team is going to be missing her presence on the court next year as this is her senior season. Robbie, what is up with Gage Davis?
Oh my God, my boy Gage Davis, this kid gets buckets. all good things go through Gage Davis. The redshirt sophomore has been very valuable to his team this year with 670 points on the season. That means he's averaging 20 a game. His 74.6% mark from the charity stripe ranks him in second on the team. And you know he's always crashing the glass. He's got 257 rebounds this season. He's averaging almost 9 rebounds a game. Additionally, he has 22 steals on the year and a team-leading 20 blocks. He's on the court a lot. He leads the team in minutes. That's a no-brainer. It's safe to say St. Cloud State is lucky to have these athletes on their side of the court.
And when we come back, we'll hit the mat and talk some wrestling.
And always, the Mag reveals the player of the week and gives my favorite top plays. Stay tuned.
A little bit with some snow, turning over to rain as we go through the day tomorrow.
Currently, it's 44 degrees. The rain did start to come down again. We had a short break there.
Bring us up to 10.
You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Now, Robbie, let's talk some Husky wrestling. They're one of the best teams on campus, and there's never a shortage of good news from the Husky wrestling team. And this weekend, they put on yet another show for the home crowd on senior night for 12 of their Husky wrestlers. 9 of the 10 Huskies who wrestled on the day took home victories against University of Mary, including 2 pins from 140-pound Jared Oftedal and 285-pound Austin Gorgon. Along with these 2 pins, 6 other matches were won with bonus points, including shutouts by the Bretts on the team, Brett Velasquez and Brett Stolarczyk. This 42-3 victory marks the Red and Black's 51st consecutive NSIC dual matches win, and they have not lost an NSIC competition since 2011.
The St. Cloud wrestling team has one final tune-up before they start playing for keeps at the NCAA regional tournament. They will travel to Sioux Falls, South Dakota to take on Augustana University at 7 p.m. on February 16th. This will be the last regular season duel as they put the D2 National Championships in their sights.
And speaking of the national championships, I don't think it comes as a surprise to anyone that the Husky wrestling team is having yet another dominant season, Robbie. Every headline seems to be announcing another win or more records broken for these back-to-back champs, and contributions to their success is coming from all over the roster.
You know what, Alexis? Speaking of broken records, heavyweight Austin Gorgon set a school record this weekend with his fall at 2 minutes and 3 seconds against Dom Tudor against University of Mary. Gorgon racked up his 64th career pin. This breaks Tad Merritt's 63 career pin record from his time with the Huskies from 2008 to 2012.
And the seniors have been a huge part of this team's success, and unfortunately for the wrestling team, the end of this season will mark the end of 12 seniors' collegiate careers. That means 12 new roster spots for next season, and it will be a challenging test for the Huskies to see how they manage the change. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, the Huskies will be focusing on the remainder of the season as they push for their 3rd consecutive national title.
Leader of the pack.
And speaking of success, it's that time in the show where we reveal our Mag Player of the Week. We might as well throw a picture of a brick wall up on the screen because that's what Jeff Smith was this weekend. Jeff Smith marked his 8th and 9th wins of the season against Miami University in his team sweep this weekend.
Smith allowed only 3 goals on the weekend, making 30 saves on Friday night and 19 on Saturday for a weekend total of 49. He was the driving force behind the Huskies sweep this weekend, which the Huskies needed really badly. They haven't had a sweep since early November against Colorado College. His outstanding play this weekend also earned him the honor of NCHC Rookie of the Week. Now, it's my favorite time of the show.
It's my favorite time of the show too. Don't steal the limelight.
Okay, but I love this part. Like, it's Blizzard's best.
Blizzard's best.
Let's go. Let's see what we got here. Number 3, we have Patrick Newell entering the zone. Oh, he cuts to the middle, gives to Mikey Isamont. Catch, wait, shoot, score, celebrate. Oh my God, he makes it look so easy. It's so
What
fun
a
watching
beauty.
him.
Number 2, Gordy Green comes in all alone on Jeff Smith. Green tries to open Smith up and slide a 5-hole, but the Huskies goalie shuts the door. You can see Smith squeeze his legs for the big save. That kept SCSU in the game.
And the number 1 play here, we have Julia Tilke with the Datsukian type goal. She picks the defenders and goes in all alone, makes a nice silky backhand move. The goalie's frozen. She doesn't know what to do there. I wouldn't either. I'd be over in the corner. Like, I don't know. How do you stop that?
I don't think you do, clearly.
Well, clearly, she's got the empty net. Clear 6x4. Just put it in. Just tap it in.
That's right. Just tap it in. Just tap it in.
From all of us here at Husky Mag, thank you for tuning in.
I'm Alexis Pearson. Alongside me is my boy, Robbie J. We'll see you next week, same time, same place.
News.com for all of your local news. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.
Here at UTVS News, we are always ready for a new day.
Welcome to UTVS News tonight at 6 o'clock.
Following the lead, the action,
Bench for the extra attacker, down back, let's go!
the tragedies, the unpredictability, and the stories that keep our community informed and together.
UTVS News, local news for the Granite City. Visit UTVS.com and learn more about SCSU's television station. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. UTVS News, weekdays at 5 and 6. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. Visit UTVSnews.com for all of your local news. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City. You're watching UTVS, local TV for the Granite City.